Hi everybody, it's me, PB Jukebox, and you're listening to the Maritime Milsim Podcast, brought to you by Rap4 Canada, Jester's Tactical Sports Center, and Unanistan 3D Print and Cut. This week, the boys have a chat with special guest Michael DeSouza about unique pieces of gear that make them stand out on the field. I myself have a nice set of cherry pod packs from PB Taylor.
Alright, welcome to episode 20 of the Maritime Milsim Podcast. You have myself, Hooligan, friends and teammates, Nightmare and Guardian. And this week we've brought on a special guest. No, he's not that special, but he's a guest, a friend, Michael D'Souza. Yeah, I'll use your last name. We're going to let everyone know who you are.
It's D'Souza. And,
whatever.
That's okay.
No, it's D'Souza from now on.
Yeah, it's D'Souza now. Yeah, Michael D'Souza. Happy?
A little bit.
Okay, good enough. So, Michael, why don't you kick off, bud? Why don't you say who you are and what you do and how long you've been paintballing and all that jazz?
Okay, well, as you said, I'm nobody that special, I suppose. I've been playing for the last, 2 years now? I'm that ridiculously tall, thin guy that just does random aggressive stuff on the field, if you've ever seen me. I think that's the best explanation of who I am. I guess I'm based out of Fredericton, New Brunswick. You got me into paintball, like you got Nightmare into paintball. Just another one of your swanlings, I suppose.
I like that.
Yeah, and I guess who I am in the paintball community, it might change in the next little while, depending, but I have some ideas. I guess that's the gist.
Alright, man, what kind of gear do you run?
I run a TGR2, which was the first paintball gun I ever purchased. I did one rental game at Long Reach 2 years ago with their Terminator scenario and used their 98 custom and like a shitty mask. And then I immediately went out, and when I say went out, I meant spent 3-4 months researching. Bought a Dye i4, bought a TGR2, and yeah, have never looked back. MegFed is a just terrible, terrible time when you're going up against speedballers, but it's a lot of fun when you can actually get that kill in.
Right on. Now, real quick, I just want to touch on this because not last episode, the episode beforehand, I did a small review on the TGR2, and I basically beat it into the ground.
I'm sorry, but I missed the last episode. I haven't gotten around to listening to it yet. Please don't kick me off immediately.
And Michael's been disconnected.
He's got, yeah.
So, let's go with, since you don't know what I said, just why don't you
give a
quick
take on the
rundown
TGR2.
of your TGR2 specifically, just to compare what I said.
I think I have a weird spot to kind of compare it, because like I said, it is the only paintball gun that I've ever run. So I've had good days with it and I've had bad days with it. Mostly good days. Like, I find that any of the bad days I'm having are completely me. I remember, as an example, a really, really bad time was I was at Long Reach's Terminator scenario last year, and I had crawled knee and elbow through a ditch filled with mud just to get to this one position so I could take this guy out, and I popped up and then my gun was jammed, and that was probably because I just had it drugged through the mud, but it's usually me putting it through hell that's the only time it actually fails on me, but it's that time and maybe one other time that I can't quite remember that's ever not worked. But I literally throw it on the ground. I, put it through absolutely everything, and she still works. After I clean her out and I polish her all up, she works fine. And she's fairly accurate as far as a paintball gun goes. Marker, sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm really happy with her, actually. I think she's a solid piece of equipment. I think she, is built upon, just because the 3 stacked blowback system, I think, is what they're using for the TGR2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's consistent. It's tried and it's true. Whether or not I compare it to anything else, I don't know because I haven't used anything else. But for me, it works well.
Okay, so yours is really sweet compared to mine.
Well, which is funny because yours is in like mint condition, but I'm missing like the little like stock that goes over the 13CI tank. It fell off in PEI. One of my safety switches actually fell off in.
So did mine.
Oh yeah. Yours fell off after mine.
Yep.
So that's a design flaw.
Yeah, the safety going missing is very
Kind of a
peculiar
big design flaw.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because
Who
that's
needs
why they
safety
have.
in paintball?
That's why they have an ambidextrous one. So you lose one, you have another. You're all good.
Oh my god.
That sounds like they discovered a flaw and just went, shit, we can't go back and fix this.
I
Okay,
need
get the
another one.
marketing team. We need this to sell.
Oh man.
That's hilarious.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
I mean, that's why you have 10 fingers, right?
Okay, if we're going by that logic, okay. Alright.
I agree with the stance. You don't really need a safety for a paintball marker because, like, for the speedball ones or the dam, you can just turn it off, and that's kind of your safety.
Yeah, or,
So,
there's barrel plugs.
Yeah, and just with finger control, like, don't walk around with your finger on the trigger if you're not going to shoot something, and then you're fine. So.
I'm actually a huge fan of the safeties on the paintball markers. Just because I've almost been shot by them in the safety zone. Especially on outlaw fields. Not
I agree
Kevin!
that it's a good feature. I play at one outlaw field, and they do an amazing job at enforcing rules better than most public fields. But I have been shot in the safety zone, even though the person had a fully functioning safety. So I think it comes back to just stupidity and carelessness more than...
Yeah. I think, honestly, I think the TGR2 safety is a little overkill. It should just be the little back and forth little button.
Yeah, instead of
It doesn't
like,
need to be the
little
big flip
selector.
switch.
Yeah.
I find there's more issues with the flip switches than there are with the in and out push buttons.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like my old A5, the safety started to, it was the selector switch because it was an E-trigger.
Oh yeah.
Started
Yeah.
to wear away. Like it was like automatically flipping itself to full auto.
Oh,
So
wow.
I actually had to program my E-triggers so that semi and full auto were both semi. Because at any point in time it would just flip itself into full auto mode.
Surprise.
So I was like, great. The safety thing, to me, that's a huge design flaw. And I was looking at it's over-engineered. It's a piece of plastic that slides into a notch, which then has a tiny, tiny set screw that holds it in place.
Yeah, and I actually found, like, because I've had a number of small issues with the screws on the TGR2, and once again, I think it might be my fault, because, like, I got it, and then when I was playing around with it, the charging rod, which is actually, because with the TGR2, you need to cock it before you put the air in, and it, like, there's a cocking mechanism on the back, and of course there's the charging rod on the front, which has a little spring on it and a little brace. The brace itself has 4 teeny tiny screws, and 2 of mine on one side fell out. And this was like a couple weeks into me having it, and like never really like bringing it to a game or like put paint through it a couple times.
Okay,
So
ultimately, we're not doing a great job of selling the TGR2.
yeah, we're really not.
For the record, there's a lot of markers out there that you don't have parts fall off all the time like that. So that's not normal, Michael.
It's
Well,
It's really not.
Like I'm not allowed having nice things. Like I break everything anyway, and I just thought it was me. But good to know.
Yeah, no, it's not just you.
I was going to lend you some of mine to try, but after that statement, I will hold off doing so.
Okay, so that's Michael. You now know a little bit about Michael and a little bit more about the TGR2.
What I break things, and I really
doesn't
like the
need a safety.
TGR2 for some reason.
And desperately needs safeties. Okay, so tonight's topic is going to be, and I think it was suggested by Raza. It was actually the one who I think suggested this. If it's not, I feel bad. If it is, well, then thanks, Raza, for helping us out. Unique gear. So we'll each take a turn. We'll talk about one piece of kit that we either... I mean, it can also be like a group of things that come into to make... Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. So,
Yep.
A portion of your kit that is unique to you, that you either own now or are in the process of acquiring.
Do you mean just like something that is like actually that you use in game, or are you talking like a piece of, for lack of a better term, costuming, or
Anything that you would either wear on the field, use on the field, or, you know, if you got some crazy contraption for off the field kind of thing. Like, I don't know, I'd say like Ian's toolbox is pretty intense,
Yeah, I'd say so.
you know?
Like Nightmare's locks.
Anything involving paintball.
my box of Timbits? Oh, not okay.
Right, so when you go to a paintball field and you've got your gear and you drop it and there's that one piece of gear that nobody else has, or very few people have. Let's go with very few people. We'll start with we'll be polite hosts and we'll start with the guest.
Okay.
Nothing like putting him on the spot.
I feel as though now you're putting me on the spot, so I don't know
Maybe.
if that's polite at all, but this is an easy one for me then. And I'm gonna sound like a crazy person after my like botched positive review about the TGR2 and then this, but my unique piece of gear is a sword.
You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so not an actual metal sword. I'm not gonna actually skewer anybody. But yeah, it actually started in Hillsborough, because I haven't gotten my hands on. I haven't ordered my own yet, but a latex like LARP sword. They had one around, so I brought it out with me onto the field for I guess a couple reasons. Because you're probably thinking like that's not very effective when somebody can just shoot you. But I managed within the first game actually getting 2 surrenders with that sword, so I'm okay with that.
That's awesome.
I think it was there's a soldier from the Second World War who was a British commando. It's Fighting Jack Churchill, if you're familiar with him. And he said that any officer who goes into battle without his sword is improperly dressed. And it struck a chord with me because I'm a bit of a medieval reenactor. And it's just, you look a hell of a whole lot more badass if you have a sword strapped to your back as you're running towards the enemy, or, you know, if you've drawn the sword and you're just going to take his head. You're going to be noticed, you're going to, you know, strike fear into your opponent. I guess there's a couple reasons.
That's it? Nothing more?
Well, I guess I could go,
Go
yeah,
on and on, bud. Don't worry about it.
Huh?
Just go on and on. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, so Hillsborough, I picked up just like a latex Nerf sword to use, but I actually plan on getting like a Viking sword, and because you know everybody has their paintball persona, or it seems like everybody is starting to have their paintball persona. I mean, we have Hooligan, and we have Nightmare, and we have Guardian, and you know, you all sort of have your own personalities or looks. Ish. Mostly it's camo. But actually, and that's because of that, like, because of everybody's wearing camo, and this is what I think is hilarious, is everyone's wearing camo, but it's paintball. We don't have the range for camo to actually be any sort of effective anything. It's like, it's absolutely pointless to wear camo in paintball. It's not going to help anyone. Like, unless you happen... No, like, even if you happen to be in, like, dense foliage, if it's dense enough, you're not going to see them anyway. You could literally be wearing, like, anything you wanted, and they're either going to see you or they're not going to see you.
It's all about that cosplay, man.
Yeah.
That's what it all is.
Act cool.
Act cool.
Yeah, it boils down to, what was it we said, that if you look like a badass, you'll play like a badass?
You're only as good as you
Yeah.
look now. Come on now. Paintball is 90% looks.
Exactly.
man, let's
So
go way
I
back.
think, like,
Motto.
why limit ourselves to just wearing, like, looking like a a modern soldier. Why not limit ourselves to just wearing camo? So I'm getting a full like a Viking costume made up, like tunic and fur and everything. Nordic ruins painted on my TGR and my mask, and I have a long sword.
That's kind of cool.
Because like if you're only as good as you look, I'm gonna be the best looking person there, or the craziest.
Sweet.
I'm willing to bet both.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with both on that one.
I feel like you already were the craziest, but that's
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, well, we got pictures of you at Hillsborough with a Nerf sword and a First World War helmet.
Yeah, that was fun.
So I think you got a good mix of no, we're just gonna go. It's just pure damn crazy.
Pure damn crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. But the fact that you managed to bunker two guys with a sword is pretty cool.
That is, yeah.
I know a lot of people are running the rubber knives because that's tactical.
Well, it's just the thing is
Yeah,
the sword
tactical.
actually kind of makes sense because if you think about the accuracy of a paintball gun is akin to like say a musket ball, actually less so. Melee weapons within a certain range were still effective against musket fire. Against musket fire. So there is a certain like logical part of that, especially if you're playing against semi-automatic or like mag-fit players. Getting in close enough to be within range of a sword is essentially an instant kill. Just you have to maneuver.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I think you're over justifying it, but I think you just go back to
I want a sword.
there you go. There you go.
Nice.
The sword is a really cool idea. I look forward to you not having the bright yellow sword that says Nerf along it.
No, that was badass. That's Nerf in my people means light ender. Yeah.
Okay. So, when can we look forward to seeing this very unique?
Well, I have to talk to
costume.
my designer. I actually do, but probably Raid the River, probably May 3rd if everything goes correctly.
Awesome.
Wow, really that fast?
Yeah, she's good.
That's wicked.
Well, because I'm not doing too much. I'm just because I pretty much just wear hiking gear now. So I'm gonna have a tunic. I'm gonna see about getting a fur like cloak or cowl actually. Paint some runes onto a couple things. Do some some other things, and just need to order a sword. And it's all set.
Damn.
I considered chainmail, but that's too heavy.
And loud as
Yeah.
fuck.
Also that.
Yeah, you'd be like, I wonder where he is. And ching, 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 going down the field. That and I don't know. I feel like if you were to fall the wrong way and land on chainmail, that could hurt.
Yeah, it's not that bad actually.
No?
No, well, it's just like mesh, right? So it just impacts or like moves with you.
Ah, I see what you're saying. That is very cool. I look forward to seeing it. Hopefully, I can make it to Raid the River. I'm basically like morally obligated to go.
Yeah.
Morally
I
obligated.
just gotta. Actually, I've got it to the point now where the other assistant managers that work with me, when I go, shit, I need this weekend off, they're like, don't worry about it, I'll trade with you. I know you need the weekend off. Like, yes,
Nice.
They're
That's
just trying to
super
slide in
awesome.
on
they
your position is all.
understand. Well, it's that because they can actually see me go almost stir crazy 2 days before a paintball
Yeah.
game.
Oh, yeah.
So it's less about them being nice and more worried that you're gonna like lose it.
Yeah, I think they're a little worried that
And
one
kill
day I'm
them
just
all.
going to show up to work in my paintball gear, not even thinking. I'm just going to show up
Just gotta play paintball.
with the mask on and be like, I'm just getting ready for the game. The game's in a week. Yeah, you got to get ready early.
You know how long it takes me to get all my gear ready? Come on now, people.
Yeah, exactly. You got to break the gear in. You got to get,
Oh, yeah.
right. It's complex tactical stuff.
A full function check from beginning to end.
Yep, exactly.
And even if you do that, you're still gonna forget something.
Always.
Always. There's always that every time you go on the field and then just like 2 seconds before they blow that whistle and you're just like, oh, I forgot something. So,
For some people, that's a mask. For other
Yes,
people, it
thank-
might be a
Thank
barrel
you,
condom,
Guardian.
you know.
hey, At least he didn't, completely forget his combats.
That's
Mind
true.
you, that caused me to evolve to my new look, which
Because I bring a lot of
What,
spare
Charmeleon?
things, but camos is not it.
so. Okay,
So,
let's move on to Guardian.
All right. For cool thing that I'm working on for a custom piece is the Jason Bodie shotgun. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but Alabaster Slim featured the video on his page there, so you can check it out, or send me a message and I'll show you the video. Basically, the guy outlines the steps on how to make this Hammer 7 mod, just step by step, every piece you need, which is really cool. And basically, we're working on getting all the pieces, and it's going to be a raffle prize at our charity event in the early fall. So, yeah, pretty pumped about it. No pun intended.
I was
Um,
I was very interested to see the Hammer 7 shotgun, because like I've spoken to so many people that they're like, yeah, Hammer 7, I'm gonna mod this into a super sweet like sniper rifle. It was neat to see the like opposite direction.
Yeah. What I like about it too is like with the sniper setup, it's just so much like modding work from what I've seen, and
Yeah.
I'm not the most handy. And this mod is very, it looks like even I could do it, so that's what I'm excited for.
Cool.
Basically, it just has like a Mossberg pump, and it's sand down the original pump so it'll fit over it. And I'm hoping with the help of Nova Games, he can design one from the Mossberg pump that I'm ordering so it'll fit on easier over the original pump handle so that other players can do a similar build.
Wicked.
Yeah.
It is a
And,
pretty sick mod, though. That's,
Yeah.
I'm throwing in my ticket to buy that thing, like hands down.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind owning
Jester's donated the tank cover and rail setup from Killhouse, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's super sweet.
that. Because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our sponsor.
And our sponsor. Also, I wanna send out a belated happy birthday to Jester. His birthday was actually
Oh, was it like last Sunday?
Yeah.
It was Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember.
Oh, really? Because I think I like ran into him like outside of my work just the other day, like on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, no, he was they did the walk on for his birthday, and then I think his birthday was a day or so afterwards. But anyways, we'll give him a happy birthday. And had a
Happy
blast at his walk-on
birthday.
game. That was a wicked time.
Do we sing?
No,
No,
no, we don't do
No.
that here.
no, we don't sing.
There's a PB jukebox for that, isn't there?
There is. Oh, maybe I'll get her to sing on the intro.
Ah.
No, I'll do that
So-
next episode.
Jesus, man.
I don't know if I'd have use for a shotgun, to be honest.
It's called Looking Badass.
Well, no, I already have my melee or my close range weapon though. We just covered that.
Well, Michael, even if you don't need it, it's for a good cause, you jerk.
And you know what? Say if Michael did, throw in some money because it is a good cause, and he ended up winning it, he could always donate it to his favorite nightmare. I'm just saying.
That's true.
To my favorite nightmare?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean the one with the clowns?
something like that.
Sorry, I thought I was going to say his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, actually. There you go. Dude, she's in the room.
That's fine.
Man, that'd be a sweet get up for me. If I ever wanted to completely change my look, just a complete killer clown called Nightmare. Like, holy shit.
Oh,
And I
dude.
But then again, I want kids to come back to the paintball.
No, I think
Yeah.
we just segued into Nightmare's like unique piece of equipment
Yeah.
or costuming.
Oh man, I don't. I no longer have anything that's unique or custom because I'm really trying to go with like a minimalist sort of look. Simple vest, mag pouches, dump pouch, marker. That's all I really need. Maybe a sidearm if I could, find a belt that wouldn't shatter in the middle of a game.
That was pretty funny, though.
Oh, dude, my pants were half hanging down my ass. I had a dump pouch sitting on the ground, and my Tippix was sitting beside me. I'm like, I can't move. I'm stuck here.
Which game was this?
That was the very first game of Hillsborough. of the Easter weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, went out, fully pumped to do this, and the belt I brought wasn't the most durable belt, and the buckle just shattered right off of it. Yeah, it was a bad game anyway. But
Is it because I killed you a lot?
no, I don't think so. I think there was the one where Brad slid onto my shoulders and we got you, but
That was
that
good.
was fantastic.
yeah. Oddly enough, that footage didn't work out the way I wanted it to, because apparently I was looking left with my eyes instead of tilting my whole head, so the camera was looking at you guys. So
That's
really
a shame.
all you see is two sets of paintballs flying over the top of my mask.
Ah.
That's a shame.
I'm like, that would have been so bad.
I have to describe what happened then, because it's funny how it ended up. Like, I don't know how I didn't kick you in the head.
I don't know, man.
But-
you can see me jolt when I'm laying on the ground. Like, oh, there's Hooligan.
Yeah, because
So-
we ran and then we saw Michael.
Well, I guess what kind of happened is because my team had gone up to the far left hand side of the field. It was a series of trenches, and we were essentially up to your starting trench almost.
Oh yeah.
And I was actually running PB Jukebox's Phenom Xena is the name that she gave it. Anyway, which I'm not used to because, like I said, I only use MagFed. And I was just got into a good position. It was just laying down hundreds of paintballs and just getting people out left and right. And then I see Nightmare and Hooligan come running and then take it away.
Yeah, we were running. We saw, because we decided we were just we got out and we said we need to take this side. Let's
Just
go.
give her.
Yeah, what's the worst gonna happen? We'll get
Yeah.
tagged out again. Whatever. Let's run. And we bolted for it. We saw Michael, and then we both power slide. Nightmare goes down first, and he just lands on his ass and just slides forward a little bit. And then I did the same thing behind him, except I didn't do it soon enough, so I actually ended up sliding into him, and my legs went on his shoulders, and I actually fired over his face.
And we're both sitting there just hammering away.
Yeah,
In
because
the
I
weirdest
had
position.
just as you guys were running, I was running out of air, and so I could see the balls dipping lower, and so I was out of ammo and air. So the only way I was going to get you is if I ran for it and got within a close enough range. But I started running, and you guys slid, and then poked back up, and were just I got shot so many times.
Right. All that adrenaline running, you just hammering the trigger until you see a hand go up.
Well, I think it was my foot went up first.
Yeah, you went down pretty hard. But yeah, that was me and
That was-
Nightmare got really close.
That was fun.
It was pretty funny.
Do you think you guys know more about each other since you guys got so close?
A little bit.
Yeah, he smells really good.
I know what he had for lunch. Yeah,
Okay.
it was right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as a custom or unique piece of gear goes, I don't have anything anymore. I used to have the Predlocks, and I was probably the only person, actually one of two people out here on the east that had a set, and they were pretty great. And then I upgraded to the Armadillo dreads.
So I'm a weird paintball player, as I think we've gone over a couple times. What are Predlocks?
Predlocks. They're very similar to the Armadillo dreads. It's pretty much the same concept. Just headwear. It's actually in my profile picture on my, or it used to be anyway, on my Facebook page on the header. There's a picture of me wearing them. They kind of look almost the same, but they're less high tech. Basically, it's a sheet of fabric cut to look like dreads. You put it on your head. Very hot, very bulky, very pain in the ass to take on and off between games. I used it for about a year. Looks and head protection, actually. I got so many bounces off the head last season. Mostly protection. That's what they advertise it for, is for head protection.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's great.
It's awesome for the close quarters games if you get domed.
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's-
you'll get rocked. I mean, when you get shot and you're wearing head protection, just cloth, oh man, it'll rock you harder than a break.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would prefer the break. I walked away with larger welts from the bounces than I did from just your standard break.
Yeah.
But those were great. Upgraded now. It seems like a lot of people are using Armadillo dreads, so I mean it's not so unique anymore. When they first came out, barely anybody had them, but now they're such a great product that everybody has them.
Yeah, they just sort of spread like wildfire.
Yeah, I mean, I barely heard of the company about a year and a half ago, and then now I check Facebook and it's like everybody's rocking a set. I'm like, this is awesome, man.
Yeah, it's always nice to see a company just sort of come out of the woodwork, and
Yeah.
they worked hard. I'm not saying that they just showed up and made a bunch of money, but they worked really hard, and they seemed to be going places, and then it sort of plateaued, and then it just exploded.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Well, they got an amazing product line now. Like they've got everything from gloves, which are discontinuing, to like Under Armour style shirts, streetwear, headwear, ref jerseys, ref headbands, beanies, everything. It's like pretty much anything you need for paintball apparel, these guys can throw at you.
Yeah, and they've got the fancy ass Armadillo like collection. It's called Beast Collection. Man, I would never wear them in a game. I'd buy them and I'd leave them in the box.
They are far too nice.
Or wear them to work, apparently.
Or wear them to work. Actually, I kind of wish I had something like that last Sunday at the walk-on because I burned my neck pretty bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm actually looking at getting the new barrel blocker.
I'm looking at that right now, man. That thing is pretty sick for $26.95. Not a bad deal.
It looks like a suppressor.
Yeah.
So for us mag-fed guys, it's gonna be you're gonna be able to put the barrel blocker on, and your marker's still gonna look cool for photos.
That's true. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because Reaper got a ton of heat for his whole safety thing, right? Like he was taking photos and he was like pointing his marker at the photographer, and he had no mask on, no barrel blocker on, but he also had no air and no paint in the marker. He cleared it. The man's a professional. He knows what he's doing. But people were still like, no, you're a figurehead. You're an inspiration to a lot of paintball players. A lot of young players see this. You should abide by all the safety. But
yeah,
if you put a barrel blocker on a Tipex, it looks dumb.
It covers up the entire thing. Like even the carrot looks dumb.
Yeah, it takes away from the badassery. Is that a word? We're gonna make that a word. The badassery.
Yeah, sure. Badassery
of the marker. So if you take the suppressor wrap barrel blocker that they sell, and it's not that expensive, it's $26.95. It just looks wicked, and they're looking at releasing different color cords.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
You can take the black cord off and put it whatever one you want on.
See, I like the idea, and I think it's great. But one of my favorite things about having a bright colored barrel blocker on is if I'm walking off the field and my hand is up. Sometimes people just look at your marker and see, oh, guy with a marker, let's shoot at him. But if you see this bright yellow brick at the end of your marker, man, clearly I'm not here to shoot you.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And,
I think it's funny that the podcast has suddenly become tips to look cool.
Yeah, man.
That's because it's what we're good at.
That was the whole intention.
Yeah, we kind of went on a tangent there, so let's bring her back so I can talk about me.
Nobody wants to talk about you.
So my unique piece of gear.
Me.
Yeah.
Straight me.
We see how it is now.
So my unique piece of gear is I'm gonna go with my jacket, my coat that I've begun wearing. Why? What would you suggest? What's my unique piece of gear?
I don't
Your
know.
beard?
Yeah, I was gonna say beard, but I thought that was so I was just gonna keep that one to myself.
Okay, I'm gonna go with it's a kit.
It's a
It's
kit.
a coat and beard kit. It's
the can of Guinness you bring to the field.
So I've decided to get away from the camouflage thing. I've actually decided that the camo, it looks really cool, looks really badass, but it blends in with everybody else. So
Yeah.
I've decided I wanted to go with a more casual look. So I own this I'd say knee length. It's a driver coat, is what it's called. Black driver coat, about knee length. So it's not a trench. I don't look like the guy from Columbine. It's a long black coat. And I just wear the Condor vest underneath.
Pea coat, is it not called? 3/4 length pea coat?
Or a driver's coat.
Okay.
But we'll go with pea coat. Probably more people would. No, mine doesn't have the 6 buttons.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a pea coat. Anyways, before we realize how much I know about fashion.
This really is tips to look cool. But anyway.
So yeah, it's a black coat, and it feels really comfortable. I think it looks kind of badass. Because I look like, or I feel you know, how do I explain this? Jesus. You know, you're watching the action movies and you see the guy who's got like the long coat and he's just super badass looking and he's, you know, taking out all the bad guys left and right. And that's kind of what I went for. I want that kind of look. I didn't want to look like a soldier. So.
And I know from like, cause, as you said, because you forgot your combats, last time you kind of you're forced to evolve into your
New form.
Your new form.
It's not even my final form yet.
Your beard gets longer. It goes full trench coat. But I like because I can usually play with you guys. Like I'm usually on your guys' team. I mean I get a drive with you, Hooligan. But yeah, at Hillsborough I was on the other team, and so I would see like just out of nowhere like erupting from a trench or being helped out of a trench. I would just see like this black coat and like black cap and like a red or an orange mask, and I'm just like, oh, it's Hooligan, get him.
Yeah,
Orange
so that's basically
mask.
what I'm going for.
Don't know where the beard ends and the mask starts.
It's true, and that's the other thing too. Is it's my beard. I haven't seen anyone with my kind of beard yet. That fiery red beard. So that's not going away ever. I'm gonna keep that. So that's my unique piece of gear. It's a plain black coat that looks awesome, feels awesome, super comfortable. I can run in it like for days.
And it like kind of billows behind you.
Right, so I just look like I'm in an action scene every time I run.
And basically, you're not wrong.
There we go. So there we go. Unique gear.
Nice.
I didn't have nearly as much to talk about with my gear as everyone else. I feel kind of cheated.
And what kind of gear did you have, Brad? It's a coat.
It's a coat. All right, thanks for coming out.
If you want to talk about my new mask that fills some time, you can.
Oh, I want that mask. It's leopard print.
Yeah.
It's a leopard print dye I4.
Oh, good. Your mom will be really into that.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I wasn't even really paying full
My
attention
mom listens to this podcast.
I meant Jason's
awesome.
mother, but anyway.
Okay. Now, before we go into that, before we start talking about each other's moms, how about we just go right into the gear review?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sounds good.
Some nice, quick, simple gear reviews because we are running short on time.
Yeah.
So, let's try and keep this down to like 1 to 2 minute reviews. So, Michael, you start.
Okay. Man, we kind of reviewed a couple things already. So I have kind of two things, I guess, that I would want to talk about. Because once again, I'm kind of an unconventional paintball player, and so most people wear combat boots or SWAT boots for playing paintball. And I have technical trail running shoes. They are like sort of the mix between a like sneaker and a cleat. And they are literally for like running through rough terrain. They're like and I picked them up a little while ago because, you know, paintball season started, so I have to, and trails are clearing, so I'm getting back into running, so I can, well, once I appear on the field with a sword, I need to run away from everyone. And yeah, thus far, like, I'm not sure why so many people wear SWATs, when you can wear, like, a much more effective piece of footwear that is, like, literally designed for the terrain that you're moving over. But I guess the other thing I would say is probably the most useful piece of gear that I have is my like Milsig elastic 1-point sling. Because like in a game, I will find that like either I run out of ammo or there's a point in a game where I need to run just for an objective. Just having the ability to drop my marker and just like unbuckle it and then just go for an objective. Or if I'm crawling somewhere, be able to like move the sling around to my back, and so I don't have my gun in my way, has been more useful than I think anything else I have.
Excellent. And that was exactly 2 minutes. It was perfect. Guardian, what do you want to review, bud?
I guess I'll review the Spaz adapter from Nova Games. So, as I mentioned earlier about the shotgun build, With this particular item, it allows the Hammer 7 to use Zeta Mags. Amazing invention. Anyone that's used Spider Mags knows that they're overpriced crap that only hold 9 to 10 rounds for like $35. So, yeah, this little insert allows you to use Zeta Mags. So you can, if you already have TPX Mags or you're using them in whatever marker, you're now sharing mags with your shotgun Hammer 7 that you might win at the MSOB charity game in the fall.
So it's a little adapter made by Nova Games, is it?
Yeah, a little insert that goes right in the mag well and allows you to just change up the mags.
How much is that?
I think it's quite reasonably priced. I forget what the spaz is, maybe like in the 20 to 30 range.
Huh. Because that's been
I
the
have
detracting factor to the Hammer 7 is the mags are ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. The mags are garbage. Yeah, I have one in my MKP, and I use Zetas in my MKP now.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Nightmare, do you got anything to review?
Yeah, man. I was actually a new piece of gear that I just picked up, the Tactical Molly vest from Rap4 Canada. For approximately $40, you get this awesome vest. I got to use it for the first time there 2 weeks ago in Hillsborough.
Mm-hmm.
And I find most vests, when you wear them and you have all your mags on the front, and I'm only rocking at most, say, 8 mags on the front of my vest. I find usually you have to have something to weigh down the back, whether it be a tank, a hydration bladder, or anything. This
the rest
vest
of your team
can, you can actually adjust it so well to your body that it feels like you're not even wearing a vest. Most of the day, I felt like I was completely just wearing my combat jacket, and that was it.
Wait, so what you're saying is that it feels like you're wearing nothing at all?
Interrupt me one more time, Michael. See what happens. God damn it, this is my 2 minutes. I did not interrupt you during your 2 minutes. That's it. I'm having a mutiny. He's not allowed back.
All right, deal.
All right. But no, seriously, it's a great product, and it does feel like you're wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Damn sexy nightmare.
Damn sexy nightmare. I think it's stupid sexy nightmare. But
Oh yeah, stupid sexy nightmare.
all right, I gotta turn that into a meme somehow and get that spreading like wildfire.
Oh, it's got to be you. The picture I took of you, like grabbing your crotch.
Oh my god, yes. If only I was wearing my at-pat in that picture.
Oh,
That picture must be recreated. But yes, it's a great buy. Buy it from Rap4 Canada, $40. I swear to God, best vest you'll ever use. Tons of molly. Only downside I find to it is that there's not enough Velcro on it for patches and name tags.
Just get the iron-on stuff from Walmart.
I was just going to sew it on, but yeah, iron on. How well? Yeah, you know, I'll take a look at that. Let's not talk about that. I'll look at that and see if that's a possibility, as long as it comes in tan.
So yeah, we're down to we got 7.5 minutes. So
Go.
real quick, the one piece I want to review is actually the piece that
All right, and that was Hooligan.
that Michael decided he didn't want to understand. This is my SWAT boots. Because, as far as I'm concerned, they're lighter than any shoe or boot I've ever worn. The base model is all you need. You can get the ones that are ridiculously expensive with Kevlar and composite toes and composite steel or composite plating and underneath to stop shrapnel. But I haven't come across any shrapnel in a paintball game yet. Maybe if I play in Croatia. But no, the reason I love them is they're so light and so durable because they're designed to handle mud and dirt, but they're also designed to handle concrete. So the rubber on them is actually slightly soft, so it grips concrete really well. They were originally designed for SWAT teams. That's why they're called the original SWATs. And I love the fact that because I probably would have broke my ankle several times if it wasn't for the fact that you can lace these things up well past your ankle and as tight as you want them.
Mm-hmm.
$100 for the base pair, and I wore mine in every paintball game and put them through mud, water, snow, ice, and then I wore them every day in the winter to walk to work. So that's a half hour to and from work, 5-6 times a week. And it took them just shy of 2 years to actually break apart. And that's probably because I wasn't taking care of them properly, because you're supposed to actually clean them. I didn't a whole lot.
Oops.
But what's really cool is they have I don't know the science behind it. All I know is they've got and one of the part of the insoles inside of it is actually designed so that if your feet get wet, and you know how your feet get wet, and then your feet stink, and then the boot stinks, and all that, it actually kills the bacteria. There's like an antibacterial something or another inside the boot to prevent trench foot, basically, from happening, which I thought was really, really cool, because I can wear my boots and walk through anything. If you get the waterproof ones, it's probably a better investment, and maybe I'll do that next year.
Are they Gore-Tex waterproof, or is
Yeah,
it
the
just
upgraded ones are Gore-Tex.
Okay,
Yeah, so
but those would be slightly heavier as well.
barely. Like I said, like these ones here are actually light. My both pairs of boots are lighter than the shoes I wear for skateboarding. So they're insanely light. I love my swap boots.
That's actually, I think that maybe that's something we should revisit, like, at the end of the season. It's like, let's see how my, like, because I didn't mention what they were, but they're a Solomon, like, Speed Cross shoe. It's a French, like, originally mountain sport company. We'll see how those, like, hold up for the rest of the season and how I feel about them.
When did you get yours?
I got them a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so my boots have already been through a whole winter. Last paintball season, and they went through last paintball season, this winter, and 4 games already.
So get a new pair of boots, and then we'll...
I'm not dropping another $100. These boots are still good, but we'll see.
The Gore-Tex boots are a great choice. I've had my one pair for 5 years now, and they're still going strong.
So there you go.
The one thing I have to say about Gore-Tex, though, is, like, especially for... Well, Gore-Tex as a shoe, it's not a breathable material because it's not permeable, which is good because nothing's going to get in it. But if anything actually does, like gets in over the top of it, it will not dry. It will just stay wet forever. And so bring an extra pair of socks, but consider that when looking at footwear as well. Because if you have a mesh or a lighter material, it might get wet easier, but it also dry easier too.
There you go.
Fair point.
All right. So,
do we want me to do a quick BST tip?
Yes. Also,
Okay.
we decided we finally rented. We're only halfway through April, so what we're going to call it is Guardian's Guide of the Week.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
That was from
Fancy.
Jester. He came up with that.
Nice. This week for BST tip is people who are looking for trades. It's like my number one pet peeve.
Oh.
Just post your item up and find a seller, sell your item, and then look for the item that you want. It is so much faster. It is so much more effective.
And there's
Just
way
look
less
at it
chance of
from-
getting cheated.
Yes, less chance of getting cheated. If you're going to do a trade, do it with someone you know or use a third-party mediator. But also just the probability. Like if I'm trying to trade an A5 for a used TPX, for example, they hold more or less the same value. But the odds of me finding someone who wants an A5 and has a TPX are very slim to none.
Exactly.
Very true.
So just, it's my number one pet peeve of people. Like, just
Stop
sell
trying
your
to
item.
trade stuff.
Sell your shit, buy new shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop the trades. The trades are
That's
nonsense.
that's the original point of money.
Exactly. We left the barter system for a reason.
Yeah.
So hungry fat cats could, make money. We're not going to get into that topic.
No.
So
On that
that's
note.
that's a solid tip. Unless you had something else to add to it.
No, that was pretty much it. You'll avoid getting scammed and you'll get quicker results.
Perfect. So we've got like a few more minutes left, so I just really want to quickly go down the next upcoming 3 events in Atlantic Canada for those listening from Atlantic Canada, even though I know there's a lot of you that aren't. You
Well,
need to come
I'm
up.
from Atlantic Canada.
Those of you that don't live in Atlantic Canada need to get your asses over here and come play with the real guys.
Yes.
Cause
Yeah,
we have,
shoot at that idiot with the sword.
Yeah, there you go. You can shoot a guy with a sword.
The MSOB will feed anyone with barbecue that comes from outside of the Maritimes to play.
Yeah, we're friendly people. It has been scientifically documented we are friendly people. Come visit us. We're lonely. There's so few of us here. May 3rd, Raid the River at Jester's Tactical Sports Center. The guy's got some crazy ideas planned. I was talking to him on Sunday, and he basically gave me a few hints as to what to expect. And I'm looking forward to it. He didn't really tell me exactly what's going to happen, so we're actually going into this in dark. All I know is that there will potentially be maybe booby traps.
Oh,
What?
Nice.
Well,
if he can get them working. May 17th, paintball for kids. Always a good time. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it to that.
Is it because you don't like the kids?
No, it's because my boss won't give me enough Sundays off in a month.
Mm.
So, what can you do? Got to make money.
True that.
It's also Southern New Brunswick's Woods Ball League's first event at Hurricane Paintball. So, for anyone who's not aware of what that is, it was started a little while ago. Basically, I'd say it's like the grandfather of the MagFed League. Because there was always the EPPL, there was always the speedball leagues. So Hurricane, I think it was Pappy, I think it was his idea, decided to start a woods ball league. So basically competitive woods ball, which then branched off and English Dave decided he wanted to start up the MagFed competition. So the woods ball league is a really cool idea where it gets everyone out there with the tactical gear and the woods ball gear. But it's not MagFed exclusive. So, really cool event. So that's on the 17th as well. So, unfortunately, you need to sign up for that. If you didn't already sign up, well, then tough.
Womp womp.
Yeah. So, if you didn't sign up for it, get your ass over to Nova Scotia to SNL Paintball and, go paintball for kids. And then May 23rd to the 24th is actually the EPPL's first event at the Moncton Sports Dome. It's basically the Speedball League in Atlantic Canada. So we don't really talk about Speedball a whole lot, but I figured they're worth mentioning just because, they are paintball, and in the end, we're all paintballers. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're, I don't know if you can go see it. I don't know if you can go watch it.
I'm sure you can.
I'm assuming you can.
Imagine you could.
So, John Greencorn is very vocal on that. Always talking about it. So he's a solid guy. You can just look him up on Facebook. It's the EPPL, Eastern Paintball Players League. Really cool thing.
Yeah.
And
if anyone has any questions about it, John's team is the Muffin Munchers, so you can look them up as well.
the Muffin Munchers. That's
They have an
great.
awesome name.
So yeah, very cool. And I think that's pretty much the end. You guys got anything you wanna end with?
Maybe a wrap up, like a moral to the story.
Moral to the story is it's all about 90% how you look, 5% the stuff you buy, and 5% luck.
And Michael's not allowed back.
And Michael's not allowed back.
For that
Alright,
luck
I
factor,
think
that
that's-
includes not forgetting your mask.
No, in all seriousness, though, while it is super fun to look really cool on the paintball field, if you're new to paintball, don't worry about buying all the expensive stuff.
Yes.
Right,
Oh, that
like-
reminds me. One quick about cool and BST. I saw a very overpriced sniper rifle this past week. So for new players listening, please do your research before you buy gear so you won't be disappointed with paying $600 for maybe a $160 marker.
Yeah.
All these add-ons, it doesn't add to the value of the marker. I got my Die Damn for less with a similar accessories. So just do your research when you buy gear, please.
Yeah, send the seller a message and ask what are the actual upgrades you attached, and go look up the prices.
Yeah.
And if they tell you that they bought, military grade red dot sight for their paintball gear, it doesn't matter. It's not worth it.
Sounds like a them problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not something you want. So, and I think that's about it. I think we covered everything.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, man. Back to the real world, I guess, till next week.
Yeah, back to the real world.
Womp womp.
Well, back to the real world for me forever.
Yeah, because you're not coming back.
Yep.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. So, Michael, it was fun having you on. We We might
So-
let you back on if you're, really good to us and on the field.
And we can't find anyone else.
And if we can't find anyone else.
Yeah, back up.
And you buy me a case of paint. Yeah, that's the other stipulation. Sorry.
So all he has to do is buy you a case of paint and he's allowed back on?
For one episode.
Okay, so Michael, that's a verbal contract. It's on recording. Now keep in mind, he didn't say what kind of paint. So run
Oh,
down to Walmart
crap.
or Canadian Tire, get yourself like a $20 case of Monster Balls. There you go, you're back on.
All right, I'll see you guys next week then.
You pay shipping.
So yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time talking to all of you. Michael, thank you for coming on.
It was a pleasure.
And Nightmare Guardian, it's always a blast talking to you guys. It
Always.
keeps me from going,
Postal.
stir crazy and cabin fever up here in northern New Brunswick. So
Stupid sexy nightmare.
until next week, cheers.
Sweet.